Okay, now it's coming up. Okay, hold on. This thing is so weird. This thing is so weird. You know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. You try something. You try something new. Sometimes the newer product doesn't always mean it's better. Sometimes it do. Sometimes it don't. It all it is a learning process when you're in this YouTube business, guys, and yeah, it's a learning process. I have to go around and make sure that we are live on every channel, which it look like we are. So, with that being said, welcome everyone. Welcome. Um, I'm gonna do this for myself. Thank you. All right, enough of that. But no, I these this new program we're using sometimes aggravates me. But that's not what you're here for. You're not here to hear about that, about me being aggravated about that. You're here for the live stream. You're here for the SmackDown review, and we kick it off really fancy too. They, you know how sometimes they when either Raw or SmackDown come on, they show the people arriving in the arena. Kind of get started from there, with Drew McIntyre taking out uh, Damian Priest. Well, I I guess you can say yeah, he took him out somewhat. I think if you will, he basically beat him up a little bit. Like I guess Damian Priest had showed up a little bit before Drew McIntyre did. So when they saw Drew McIntyre walking doing the whole presentation thing, he just like caught his eye caught Drew McIntyre. So he was, I mean, Damian Priest. So Drew just like left his luggage and just charged and beat the hell out of Drew McIntyre, out of Damian Priest, or I'll tell you that back. He didn't really beat the hell out of him. He just like hit him up. He hit him on the back, hit him a couple of times, and then just left him on the ground. It could have been more. I mean, they could have done more. It was Drew McIntyre. They probably wanted to, but and it's setting up a feud between him and Damian Priest. I don't know how I feel about them two having a WrestleMania match. I feel like them having a WrestleMania match is like I don't know. I don't think they are feud. I don't think them two going up against each other is worthy of a WrestleMania match. It's like now Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, yeah, that was WrestleMania worthy, but Damian Priest and Drew, that's up in the air for me. But um, let's see, we did kick it off officially with Mister Randall or Randy Orton. Randy Orton basically comes out and he addresses what happened, or in a sense, in a broader sense, he addressed what happened in WWE since he's been gone, namely how crazy things have gotten. He mentioned how John Cena basically, in more words than not, sold his soul to The Rock and became The Rock's bottom. He said, which brings a whole new term to The Rock bottom. uh, I'm like, yeah, well, they about to feud down the line now. I think I think it's safe to say that anybody that talks about John Cena or his allegiance with The Rock, I think John Cena is going to have a match with them sometime this year before he retires. Um, but he shifts his focus to Kevin Owens, and though Kevin Owens it was not there on SmackDown, he doesn't show up on SmackDown at all. He explains that normally it would have been enough for him to come and hit the RKO on Kevin Owens that would have satisfied him. That would have gave him that needed right. But he said something happened. Something happened to him that he haven't felt in a long time. Um, which really was in a long time. His reference to the punt kick, and I'm like, you know what? I think it has been over a decade since we seen Randy Orton use the punt kick. But he makes reference to it saying that since basically says Kevin Owens wants to use a legal banned move. 'Cause I think they banned the punt kick, and since he wanted to use the package power driver, he was gonna punt kick Kevin Owens, but he was stopped. But he said, make no mistake that he will get his hands on Kevin Owens, and he will punt kick him so hard he won't even be recognizable to his own family. I'm guessing Randy Orton, because the way how they've been doing it, like Kevin Owens just been bouncing from person to person. He bounced from Cody to Sammy, then it's from Sammy to Randy. So I'm guessing since Sammy was in Canada and for Elimination Chamber, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens will have a match at WrestleMania. Now I do disagree with they keep trying to make it seem like I disagree with this whole narrative that Kevin Owens is doing all this because he's jealous of Cody Rhodes. That he was jealous that Cody Rhodes. Oh, what's up? Chris just joined us.
What's good?
Um, I'm pretty sure I thought it automatically sends you a link to your computer to your email. If not, I have to resend you one. If you want to use your computer.
Yeah, I'm can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I was thinking about using computer. Let me s- send it to me on my computer.
Okay.
All right, now I'll hop back in.
All right. Uh, but yeah, it's just it was one of those things where I don't really buy into the whole Randy Orton. He basically was upset that not or Kevin Owens was basically this guy who was doing this just solely based off of jealousy. And we seen the story. I don't think he was doing it based off of jealousy. I really don't. I think he was doing this based off of the fact that for real, that he felt betrayed. But they keep trying to spin this whole narrative, and it's like I don't think that's what it was. I mean, then again, Kevin Owens haven't mentioned it either. He hasn't mentioned um, the whole he was just jealous or not. He doubles down on the fact that oh I basically feel betrayed. Everybody he's attacked, he felt betrayed. He felt betrayed. That's like that's basically what he's saying. He's feeling betrayed because Sammy didn't help him in the Elimination Chamber. Cody um, chose to tag team with Roman. Randy Orton chose to defend Cody. Like he feels betrayed, but he says it's jealousy. He did mention that in his promo, um, but that that he's gonna get his hands on him regard. That's how the promo ended. But I take anytime that Cody Rhodes or even now Randy Orton, they try to make it seem like he was jealous of the success and not having the title. But when you listen to Kevin Owens and you listen to the things why he did, like him and Drew, it's been the heels that normally when the heels say something, they just come off as delusional and okay, this just he's just trying to justify his actions. He's delusional. No, and um Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens, they literally was justified. They literally made sense. Like everything they did, it made sense. So like I when I look at it like that, I gotta go. well, it actually kind of makes sense. Like what y'all did, what they did, kind of makes sense. You did choose to work with with um, with Roman Reigns, knowing that Roman did literally try to kill Kevin Owens. So it's one of those things where I just hate that spin on the narrative because you tell the story that you told is different than what you show in action. Like what you were trying to say, this is not what Kevin Owens saying it is. Like Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton are saying, "Oh, Kevin Owens is jealous." No, where Kevin Owens, he's not even showing hints. His character don't even show hints of jealousy. It's, it shows that he just delusional and felt betrayed, so he's getting back at people who's betrayed him. Now you can say the only part I will give them on the jealousy angle is when he pretended to be the WWE champion, but that didn't even feel right in itself within the confines of that feud. Like it felt like they was forcing that part of that aspect of the feud in there more so than it being legit. I don't know. That's just how I felt. But it was a solid promo from Randy Orton. Um, I mean, it wasn't. It's not. It's no CM Punk, and we know how CM Punk started off on Monday Night Raw. So I think it was going to be pretty hard to top CM Punk promo where he just comes on blasting John Cena and The Rock, and he was cussing and all that. So I think it's gonna be tough. It was gonna be hard to beat that. But nonetheless, it was still a solid promo. It was still good to see to hear from Randy Orton, though. Just compared to Monday Night Raw, it was a little bit weak compared to CM Punk's opening of Monday Night Raw. But then again, CM Punk is CM Punk, so he knows how to get the crowd going.
Yep.
But Shay, we will be joined by Chris in a few. But Shay, what did you think of Randy Orton's opening promo, or Drew McIntyre attacking Damian Priest for that matter?
I thought he was about to hit Jimmy. I really thought that was Jimmy, but that was Damien. I'm like, no, not my Puerto Rican man. Darn it. But I wasn't expecting Drew to do that because he was just walk, but he looked mad anyway. So I mean, yeah,
I
they
think
definitely.
I think Kaden Carter might have something to say about you calling Damian Priest your Puerto Rican man.
Yes. Kaden, you'll be okay, baby girl. Okay, we're sharing.
Cause
Um,
despite I want to say despite what people are saying, I think they're dating
Me
because
too.
they do a lot of TikToks, and some of them TikToks. Now sometimes they be in the arena, but it look like they be in each other's house, and they look like they way too comfortable.
Yeah, it gives relationship
Like
definitely.
it definitely gives relationship vibes. But hey, we're not Jerry Springer. They're adults. I just it just I hate I just it was weird that people be like, oh no, they not dating, but I'm like, I don't know about that. It looks like they're dating.
It really.
Um, yeah, it really does. But so we get Chelsea Green after this. Uh, she is I guess she gets into it with Nick Aldis because Nick Aldis is forcing her into a match. And he's not really. She felt like she's not really being protected. She walks in on Tiffany, by the way, who was talking to Nick Aldis, and she gets into it with Tiffany. But since Chelsea Green already got a match, Tiffany and Piper gets into a little back and forth to where Tiffany thinks it would be a good idea to challenge Piper to a match later on tonight, and Tiffany is like, well, I mean, not Tiffany, but Chelsea's like, no, Piper, I got a match with Piper. Piper is my secret Hervis, I think as she calls it, her Hervis. Instead of Secret Service, it's Hervis, and she's not going to be able to have a match with Tiffany. But Nick always said, no, Piper doesn't work for you. She works for WWE, the company, and therefore I think that's a good idea. So it will be Tiffany versus Piper. And I think that is actually the first match of the night, which is Tiffany Stratton versus Piper Niven. And this was a cool match. This was one of those matches where they're basically, because it's Charlotte Flair and Tiffany, they building Tiffany up, so they giving her matches where she's gonna come out on top. But it was still a fun match, going back and forth. And given what happened later in this segment, it's safe to assume that Tiffany is a babyface now. I think Tiffany is an official babyface because, well, I get to it, but it was still a fun match. It went back and forth. Tiffany, of course, they gave her little powerhouse moments, lifting up Piper or whatnot. Piper had her moments of dominance, but in the end, she would hit the prettiest moonsault on Piper Niven to get the victory. But that victory would be short lived. As she would celebrate that victory, Charlotte Flair would come up from behind and knee chopper and put it in the figure eight, mocking the crowd and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, I guess uh, because the crowd never stops booing. Like I think the original plan was for Charlotte to be a baby face in all this, but because we won't stop booing Charlotte, they had to make her a heel. They had to pivot and make her a heel. I'm like, haven't y'all learned y'all lessons from this? Because y'all did this before. Y'all keep trying to make her a heel. I mean, baby face, but we don't like her as a baby face because of what you're doing. You're forcing her into these championship opportunities where you got so many people who could have taken that opportunity. I mean, granted, it was two ways you could have done it. She didn't have to win the Royal Rumble. She could have won Elimination Chamber and went on to face Tiffany regardless, right? You could have done that regardless. You could have had the winner of the Royal Rumble choose Rhea,
Right.
have Charlotte win the Elimination Chamber. Boom, we still ended up here where we at right now.
Yep.
And that Royal Rumble win could have went to Liv. It could have went to Roxanne. It could have went to somebody who actually needed a win that haven't won it before. That's why I mentioned Liv. Liv is more of a seasoned veteran now, an accomplished champion than Roxanne. Both Roxanne and Liv haven't won the Royal Rumble. And then it would have been extra if Roxanne would have won it because Roxanne's an NXT slash main roster star. She's basically tweening. She's competing on the main roster and she's competing in NXT. So I'm guessing they trying to smooth her transition over to the main roster. But yeah, I think they giving her the Carmelo treatment where Carmelo was wrestling on SmackDown and he was wrestling is still doing his thing in NXT until he officially got traded. And Leo did say in our last video, he did say that we supposedly are getting a official WWE draft after WrestleMania. So,
Hallelujah.
but yeah, Charlotte basically stood tall, mocking Tiffany and stuff. But this not gonna be the last time we hear from Miss Flair. We will hear from
Woo!
her. We'll hear from her later on. But overall, it was a nice match between Tiffany and Piper. Can't really complain about it. It could the match been better, sure, but this was more so about building up Tiffany so that it wouldn't just be Charlotte carrying the match with her star power, so that Tiffany could at least be somewhat on par with her, given the fact that they both going to be in the main event.
Right.
But what did you think of that match, Shay?
Oh, first let me say Nicholas. She called Nick Artist Nicholas. Oh Lord, but it was good. I was surprised though. It was pretty good for the most part. I wasn't expecting the end, but I kind of was because they wasn't gonna let Tiffy lose again. They need to build her up for WrestleMania. So, but that's one thing, man. Like Tiffany, why is you making yourself in these matches like you just pulling your. But I'll fight you. You know, like it's just like okay, you need to win, but you don't need to just be fighting random people just because you need to win before WrestleMania come. Okay, girl.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it was a good match. I really did think that she would have it would have been an interference, but I forgot Chelsea wasn't gonna be, there or whatever like that. So I'm like, yeah, they're gonna give her this win.
And mind you, they in when it comes to Chelsea, when we get to that later on, they in Philadelphia, home of the current Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Let's
Um,
go.
uh, that, I mentioned that because both is both of the home of the Philadelphia Eagles and also the home of Extreme, and both of those will make a presence, and later on with Chelsea Green. Um,
Yeah.
so just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, everybody. Um, then we got Nick Aldis. He's in the he does like a little promo about the tag team situation, and he does like a little, I guess you could say, professor like promo where he got like a whiteboard. He got everybody, all the
That was
tag
fun.
team faces on it. He do like an algorithm of what's going on, how we got to where we got. But in short, without going through everything, how Nick Aldis broke it down, everybody is jockeying to be the next number one contenders to DIY. And since they don't, since one team got screwed over while the other team wants to rise to the ranks, the way how he settled this was the team that got screwed over, the Street Profits, um, would get their actual championship opportunity. They won't have to. They're not going to have to qualify or become the number one contenders. They was automatically made the number one contenders, and will face DIY next week for the WWE Tag Team Championships. The winner that match, whether it be Street Profits or DIY, will have to defend those titles against the new number one contenders of t- uh, yesterday's triple threat tag team match, which will feature Motor City Machine Guns, Pretty Deadly, and Los Garza. Um, Speaking of which, that is actually our second match of the night, which is the as I mentioned, the triple threat tag team match, number one contenders match, which was pretty one of the best matches of the night. I won't say it was the best match. I don't know. It might have been the best match. I mean, the only other match I could think of that will fall into that category would be LA Knight's match.
Right. That was a
But
good match. No, solo in the match was good too.
yeah, Solo in the match was good too. But well, we'll get to it. When we get there. I'll tell you what I think about that match. But um, I just only reason why I say LA Knight might not have been because his match was shorter than this match.
Yeah, it was.
Because his match was like LA Knight's match was the main event, so it had the less time on all the other matches. Um, but I don't know. We'll get there when we get there, right? But for now, the tag team match was solid, very solid, very entertaining, with an unexpected winner. I might add, given the fact that Motor City Machine Guns were the hottest tag team in this match. I didn't think anybody but them was gonna win. And spoiler alert, no, it wasn't the Motor City Machine Gun. That's why I say it was a shock who won because I'm like, who would you gonna put over Motor City Machine Guns? You promoted them to the moon when they got here. So what? So I thought that okay, they was gonna be waiting on the winners between um, Street Profits and DIY. But no, after a good back and forth, it was more like a tornado tag too. Cause I don't think they would. I think they all. I don't think they tagged each other in. I can't remember if they was tagging each other in or they all were just in the ring just fighting each other. It was chaotic and it was messy as hell. Um, how you doing, Jessica? Hi, how you doing? Um, it says you said something. You get little presence on the screen there. Um, But no, I can't remember. It felt like it was a tornado tag. It really did.
Yeah.
It felt more. Even though it was a triple threat, it wasn't promoted as a tornado tag. They fought like it was a tornado tag. Um, let's see. She said, "I like this. Thank you. We try, we try." Uh, so it felt like a tornado tag, which I love. I love tornado tags. I think that's like the best versions, other than like a tornado tag, extreme rules match or something like that. I love tornado tags because we rarely get them. We see regular tag team matches all the time, but it's rare, especially under Vince McMahon. It was rare, but
Yeah.
Triple H has used them more than Vince have, and that's saying a lot because under Vince McMahon, he rarely used the tornado tag. Like when he was in control, it was like years, maybe decades before we had saw a tornado tag. And under Triple H, we see a tornado tag every couple of months in the same year. Like
Yeah.
so, there you see the two different booking styles between the two. But the match was cool. The match was fine. With Pretty Deadly of all teams going over the Motor City Machine Guns. That's the reason I held on that for dramatic effect because I couldn't believe in myself that Pretty Deadly got the victory. And not only did they get the victory, they pinned Motor City Machine Gun.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, I did say that I knew that Pretty Deadly was gonna get a push here. So I guess this is their push. And it's about time. I wish it would have happened while they were still healed because they kind of presenting Pretty Deadly because of DIY as baby faces. So I wish it would have been in heels because we did get to see them as heel tag teams in NXT, but not on the main roster. And I feel like they should have been able to be heel tag teams on the tag team champions on the main roster before they went babyface. I believe they always. I believe if you come from NXT as a heel, you need to be a heel. Like Carmelo, he was a heel coming from NXT. He's a heel on the main roster, and eventually we probably gonna see him turn babyface. Due to the Miz, but pretty good solid tag team match. I enjoyed it a lot. Especially the shock victory. I did not see Pretty Deadly getting the victory over Motor City Machine Guns. But then again, I didn't see Lars Garza getting the victory either. That's why I thought Motor City Machine Guns was a shoe in. Considering that they out of everybody in this tag team match, um, the Motor City Machine Guns got a lot of beef with Street Profits. I would say Lost Garza and don't really have beef with Street Profits or DIY that much, more so than Pretty Deadly and them do, but it was what it was. Still solid match, which was a kind of a weirdly like a tornado tag, but solid tag team match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But my co-host Shay, what did you think about this this tag team match? Did we lose you, Shay? Yep, I think we lost my co-host. Well, we'll just have to come back to her. Let's see. Did we get
Okay. Sorry, I was ordering my food. I didn't want y'all to hear me being a fat person. Yeah, the match was cool. I was confused too. I was like, so they really let them lose? I was like, what the heck is going on? I was shocked. I'm shocked that Pretty Deadly won. I'm appalled. I
yeah.
don't know. I was really shocked. I didn't really think they was gonna win. I really thought that one of the city machine guns was gonna win. But I'm kind of happy about that because that's gonna be a really good win for Street Profits. I think they can really win the title. If they beat DIY and then they can beat the Pretty Deadly. I mean, they cheat too, but I think they got a better option like that.
Hmm. And the thing is, you're gonna have to eventually pull the cord. You're gonna have to give the Street Profits the championship, or you're gonna have to break them up. because you can't keep having them push to the championship match and then always something happening. Though
Exactly.
then again, I maybe I'm jumping the gun on that because they had Angelo Dawkins and them did get injured, so maybe that's the reason why they this push start thing kept happening because Angelo Dawkins' injury did come out of nowhere. Cause I think they said he was injured during a live show. So
Yeah, that was weird because at first I thought they was saying that he was injured, and then they said that he wasn't injured, and I'm like, hold on, so where are they? And then they showed up when he had one crutch or something like that. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, whatever.
apparently he was injured, but
Yeah,
it wasn't nothing too serious because he was it was just reported like maybe a month and a half 2 months ago or something like that that he
yeah.
was injured. So he hit him like Jay. He had the same I guess whatever his injury was. It was just like Jay's injury where they both was able to come back in 3 months. So
But I thought, you think because his wife had a baby, they had to play it off? Didn't his wife had a baby?
you know what? I don't know. I had to look into that. I didn't
That
hear
maybe
nothing
was
about it,
probably.
but that would make sense.
Yeah.
That if they just had a baby, that would make sense. They played up like an injury angle to give him time off to spend with his newborn. Either way, next week should be pretty good when it comes to the Street
Yep.
Profits and the DIY. Can't wait to see that, and we will hear from DIY later on tonight. Now, what I consider to me most people, it's been controversial. It's been kind of a split down the middle on what people think about this. But to me, this was the best promo of the night. Finally, we get some answers about Miss Jade Cargill. Bianca kind of ignored the situation on Monday, was kind of fed into EO winning the title. Uh, Though it was controversy in that because people was like, wait a minute, she pushed Rhea. Why didn't it be a DQ? I'm like, yeah, it's called referee's discretion. This time the
Yeah.
referee used discretion. It was like, you know what? I'm not even about to call it DQ on this. They rarely does it where they ignore the DQ thing. So and just say, oh, it's referee discretion. That's their out. And that when the referee doesn't call the disqualification.
I
Uh,
mean, Bianca really didn't really do nothing bad. She was just clapping, and then Rhea got mad and pushed her. I'm like, okay, cool.
and Liv, and I'm about to say Liv, and Bianca pushed Rhea back, and I guess
Yeah.
people were saying, well, she still put hands on her and pushed her. I'm like, yeah, technically that would cause a DQ, but referee's discretion. And plus, they had an agenda. I think they're basically trying to set up a triple threat between all three women. I mention this because of what is about to be said about this promo. This promo, I will say this: this promo felt like it was a way to write Bianca out of the storyline, and so it could focus mainly on Jade and Naomi.
Yep.
Uh, because the way how this promo went when we talk about it, um, it felt like they was writing Bianca out of it. That's why I'm pretty sure Bianca didn't have nothing to do with it, and they're going with that. This was Naomi, especially when you hear what I'm about to say. If you guys haven't watched SmackDown, what I'm about to say that Naomi said, is it makes sense as to why it would be just Naomi, or at least the other twist could be that somebody helped Naomi, but it wasn't because of Bianca's suggestion. It was just because Naomi brought somebody else in. But I digress. So the promo starts off with Bianca. She comes out. She's wearing black, and I know a lot of people was like, "Oh, they both was wearing black. This was symbolizes they was on the same side." I said you also realize this was black as in mourning and depression too. Bianca is
Right.
in like it could be that could be a hint to that it was on the same side, but also you could also say that Bianca wore black because she was in mourning and depressed. She even said that she was depressed because she couldn't even enjoy her victory at the Elimination Chamber, or kind of she couldn't really focus on Rhea and Io Monday because her mind ever since Elimination Chamber has been wrapped around why Jade and Naomi are fighting because they showed it even in the replay, and Bianca talked about it that she was basically saying she was for sure thought it was Liv. She thought it was Liv. That's why when she said, she basically alluded to the fact that when Jade came back, she thought she was going to attack Liv because she thought it was Liv. But then she attacks Naomi, and now it throws her through all the loop. Now all she got is these questions, and she said she refused. At the time, she refused to believe that Naomi would do something like this. So she said Naomi's not answering her calls or texts, nor is Jade, and she needs answers now because now she's being blamed for the situation as well. Now I'm guessing she's referencing us, the fans, who are saying that she's the culprit mastermind behind it. She ordered Naomi to do it because I guess people are refusing to believe that Naomi would just do it. But you got to remember, what y'all are missing the bigger picture. And I said this to Shay and my other cohorts is that you got to remember when Naomi came back, and this is going back to when she came back. She really was on a losing streak. Then she teamed up with Jade and them for that WrestleMania match. And then what happened afterwards? She went back to losing. And remember, we kept saying it's like we're like, dang, they just threw Naomi to the wayside. Like they just left her by herself. They ain't Jade, Bianca ain't coming to her help. They ain't doing nothing. They were just all staying together. All of a sudden, they just abandoned Naomi. I mention this because once Bianca called Naomi out, this is what Naomi would say. Naomi would come out because she said while Jade is not here, she knew Jade wasn't there. She knew after saying that she's being blamed for it, she needs answers now because of that. And she calls out Naomi because she knows Naomi is in the back. So Naomi comes out and she basically tells Bianca, "Look, we need to lock in right now. We need to see eye to eye on this because everything else, all this other noise, is just that. It's just outside noise. We need to focus on getting back the tag team titles from Liv and Raquel, and you need to focus on your match at WrestleMania with Io." But Bianca like, look, you coming out here, you talking all this other stuff. You talking about everything what we ain't supposed to be talking about. I want to talk about Jade. Like, what's going on with you and Jade? Like, why is Jade attacking you? What's going on? Did you attack her? What's going on? And she said, I want to know the truth. She said, you want to know the truth? And she goes and explains that she never liked Jade. She said she didn't want to say anything because she didn't want to be messy, but she never liked Jade. She said she felt like that Jade was riding Bianca's coattails, piggybacking off of her ever since she got here, taking advantage of Bianca, of her success, her fame, everything that Bianca has, right? Now, when you listen to that, before I go even further, listen to that. That right there would tell you why Bianca doesn't need to turn heel here in this situation. Because Naomi even said it herself. She felt Jade is piggybacking off of Bianca. So why would Bianca need to be heel and attack Jade? What does she accomplish by turning heel and attacking Jade? There's no reason for Bianca to attack Jade. Now, that's just my opinion. Triple H could go ahead and be like, yeah, she attacked Jade for some arbitrary reason that's going to be stupid to me. And I'm going to be like, well, that don't make sense. Bianca's the biggest star anyway. Now, you got to remember, too, Bianca was the bigger star than Jade when Jade was in AEW. And everybody called Jade Bianca, like a Bianca Light, a Team Bianca. When you order Bianca off of Team, you get Jade Cargill in AEW. She was always the second-rate Bianca. So it makes sense that somewhere down the line, Bianca would that Jade would turn heel on Bianca because Jade will be the one that needs to be jealous. And Naomi kind of confirms it here that that she feels like Bianca is piggybacking off of Jay, off of Jay is piggybacking off of Bianca, and I'm like, yes, because that makes sense. Jade is the one that's coming in that got something to prove. Everybody's been comparing them to since Jade busted on the scene in AEW. Everybody compared her to Bianca, but Bianca was always the better. So why would Bianca be healed? Now you could go and say, "Oh, Bianca felt threatened when Jay came in." Triple H could say she would felt threatened, so she had Naomi do this and do that. That would still be stupid to me because like, why would she feel threatened of Jade? If everybody felt that Jade was the weaker version of Bianca, everybody felt that Bianca was Bianca, and that Jade was not the good. Where Jade was like the lesser. So why would I buy any excuse that you could say that Bianca felt threatened or she felt like her position was being threatened by Jade? Like that, none of that would make sense. Plus, when you look at Jade, like look at how Jade presented herself today. Don't she look like a straight heel? Like she don't look like. Can you see Jade coming out being a babyface? She doesn't even look like. Even for WWE,
Right.
WWE would be stupid to try to make her a babyface when she got that natural heel presence. Plus, it's like okay, I would say this: if it would just it would just her and Naomi, and if they never plan on doing Bianca versus Jade, then yeah, Bianca could stay. I mean, Jade could say babyface, and why Naomi goes heel. But because we know this is going to lead to eventually Bianca versus Jade, Jade needs to be the one that turns heel here because it makes more sense. She looks like a heel. She presents everything about her screams heel. She almost like Charlotte Flair. The one thing I will give Jade, she got the aura of Charlotte Flair where she comes off as a natural heel more so than the babyface. And I feel that, and I say that about Jay because I feel that way about Charlotte Flair too. Like, even without us just booing her because of the opportunity they just be giving her, Charlotte comes off as a heel herself. She comes off as that natural heel, and she get that from her father. Because her father also comes on like that. Now, her father, Ric Flair is kind of, he could do both. He could give you both that aura of a babyface and a heel. But he got that natural jackass heel vibe to him and so does Charlotte Flair. But I digress. Point I'm trying to make is that statement from Naomi confirms why it'll make more sense for Bianca to stay the babyface and Jade be the heel eventually when we do have this face off because Jade does have the more to prove. But continue on with Naomi said that she said, again, she said Jay's been I feel like she's been piggybacking off of your success, and this and that she never really liked her. She said, and she tells the crowd, yes, I she said yes, and I don't give a damn about Jade. Uh, oh, here you go, Punch. Man, B and Naomi did their thing last night. Damn, that was good. Yeah, Punch. You out? Where you at, buddy? I've been looking for you. I need your thoughts on this, buddy, because it sounded like Naomi did it by herself. The way how they did that, it sounded like Naomi did it by herself, man. Or at least Bailey or the Meta Girls was involved in it somehow. Or if they wasn't involved, she probably gonna bring them in to help her deal with Jade. Either way, I think that's how we're gonna get the Meta Girls up on the main roster. I think they're gonna be like Naomi's lackeys. But the way how they presented that promo Punch, I don't know, man. I don't think that was I don't think Bianca had any involvement in it. Now it can be a twist to it, obviously, but we just going off of what we saw last night. Yeah, I don't think Bianca is involved. But getting back to the promo, uh, so Naomi says she turns to the crowd and says yes, and I never cared about Jay at all because she didn't care about Bianca, and Bianca did, and I mentioned this to everybody. I want because what I'm about to say next, I hope everybody caught. And if you didn't, where I'm getting into is this: throughout this whole thing, when she called out Naomi and everything, Bianca said Naomi. She kept saying Naomi, Naomi, Naomi. Like, she mentioned Naomi's name when she called her out. She asked Naomi to, for the explanation and stuff. But and this is where it gets messy, because then this is the part of the promo where they both go, when she's like, she says, just stop, look, stop, because I feel like you're gaslighting me, because you're talking about all this other stuff, and we're here for Jade. We need to talk about Jade, and you're not talking about Jade, you're talking about all this other stuff. And then Naomi, you hear Naomi say that every time she tried to lock in and clock in or whatever she was saying, everybody betrayed her and turned their backs on her. And now that goes back to even before she left with Shasa. And then you can add in what happened to her after she came back. So, and then I was like, oh, could this be a zinger at Sasha too? How Sasha was by her side, but she didn't come back with her or go with her to TNA. She just went. She had left her and went on to AEW, because she keeps saying everybody abandons her and just leaves her. So I'm like, you could tie Sasha into this too. But my point is, do all that back and forth, where you can hear Bianca and them talking, you can hear Naomi saying, every time she tries to lock in, and everybody's abandoning her and stuff. You hear Bianca talking to, they basically talking over each other, and you hear Bianca do this for the one and only time in this promo. She doesn't call Naomi Naomi. She called her by her real name. Now, the last time you seen that, I think it was Nia who called Bayley by her real name, and that was by accident. But I think this one was by design. I don't think this one's by accident. I think this one's by design. But yeah, so Bianca, she's cut through all that. She cuts through all of it because she realized they both talking over each other. She goes, instead of saying Naomi, she says Tran. She stops, and that was the only time that's the first time in this whole thing that Naomi stops talking, when she hears Bianca call her by her real name instead of her stage name. With Naomi, she called her Tran, which is short for Trinity. We all know that her real name is Trinity. And Naomi stops, and she finally asks her. It's a simple question. It's a yes or no. Did you or did you not? Because I swear to God, you don't tell me the truth. She said, I'm going to walk out this ring and you'll never see me again. Dramatic pause. Not for me, but it was a dramatic pause. It just got quiet for a minute. And then Naomi was like, yeah, I did it. Of course I did it. She said, I did it for The Rock. That's why if you look online and they talk about it, you keep hearing people say, I did it for the, Naomi says she did it for The Rock, because she, at this point, when she admitted that she did it, she sounded just like her father-in-law, Rikishi. Because she basically said the same exact thing that she said Bianca. She said, I did it for you. Instead, like how Rikishi said, I did it for The Rock. She said, I did it for you. I did it for us. Now, Punch, this is where it comes back to what we originally said this was all about. Because she said it always should have been me and you. Remember when this first happened, our first initial thought was Naomi did this because she was jealous of them two, and then we start spinning around and thinking, said, oh, Bianca and Naomi. But her explanation goes back to what we first said. Triple H is going off of what we first thought it was. Naomi is jealous of Jade and Bianca and felt abandoned and left. Because remember, I said this in the chat. Remember how she was on that losing streak, and we was all saying go back into our previous videos. We said in our videos, why did they leave Naomi like that? Like after WrestleMania, they just like dropped Naomi. Like, and that's what she's saying here. They abandoned her. That's what she said she did it for. Because she said it always should have been us. It should have never been you and Jay. It should have been us. It always should have been us. She feels abandoned. So, I mean, like I said, Punch still could be right. You know, they still could go off and be like, oh, Bianca did it. She masterminded. But now with Naomi's explanation, doesn't that feel a little stupid? Because then what would Bianca...
Right, just switch it.
if you break it down, what do Bianca has the game where Jay is the one who got lost to prove? She was always the one who, like I said before, I said this earlier in the video. Jay was always considered, even when she was in AEW, Bianca Light, second rate Bianca, Team U Bianca. If Bianca didn't know how to wrestle, that's all you heard about Jade. That's why it's such a big thing when she came to WWE, because we could finally settle who was better, Jade or Bianca. So it makes sense, given how Naomi explained what she did, that Bianca wasn't involved. But let me get back to it. So once giving over the laughter of, she basically sounded like Rikishi talking about something. I did it for The Rock. She said, I did it for you, Bianca. I did it for us. It always should have been us. Bianca is sickened. She gives off this sickened face / mood where she just can't believe that her friend that she wouldn't think would do this is sitting here blatantly admitting to her that she did it. And she like, no, she said, no, I can't believe, I don't know, I just can't look at you, I'm so disgusted right now. And then she said, no, get off of me, don't touch me. She said, you know why this hurts so bad? Because I love you. This is her best friend. It cuts her deep that she would do something like this. And she kept saying, and she also said, this whole time that you've been trying to help me figure out who attacked Jade, and it was you who attacked Jade. She felt betrayed. Now, like I said, giving Punch his credit, yeah, they could actually say, okay, this is just Bianca acting. She was a part of it. But if you leave it right here, and just say, okay, Bianca is not a part of it, then all her emotions and all this was genuine.
Right.
I'm at work, but I'm gonna give my thoughts on a separate video. Okay. Fair enough. But so she get ready to leave the ring, and she said she tells Bianca tells Naomi, so this thing between this thing, me and you, we're done. And she gets ready to leave the ring. She said, why? Because of her? I'm like, Naomi sounds so much like if you ever watch a movie where it's like you got a girl who got two different friends, and something happened to the one friend, and the other friend is the one that's trying to help her figure it out. Then it comes out later that it was her the whole time, and now she caught in the middle between two friends, and now it's like Naomi sounds like that one friend who did it in those movies and TV shows where she mad that Bianca is choosing basically Jade over her and choose not taking her side, and she's like, like, why? Because of her? She said, B, talk to me. And I forgot to mention too, they're crying, like they got the tears going at this point. And I'm like, oh man, the tears are going, the waterworks is going. They are crying. And I don't mean like, just making a voice sound like they cry. You can Bianca and Jay literally got tears coming down their eyes, like they're crying. So they are giving like the performance of their life right now in this. And she said, she's like, no, B, talk to me. B, talk to me. And she's crying, but then Naomi turns aggressive. And I'm like, that was quick. Naomi was just crying, right? Begging for B to come back in the ring and talk to her. And then all of a sudden she said, I did this for you, to just don't understand that right now. I'm like, uh-oh. She's getting aggressive. Here we go. And she said, you know why you wanted the truth? She said, I wish I would have pushed her. I wish I would have pushed her harder. She said, I wish I would have pushed her sooner. I'm like, oh my God, Naomi is losing it. She's losing it. She said,
oh, God.
She said, I did all this for you and for us. And she said, you ungrateful B. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, she's snapping at Bianca. And all that time, Bianca, while she's doing on this tirade, Bianca was just going up the ramp. She's leaving until Naomi called her an ungrateful bee, and that stops Bianca in her tracks, and she turns back and look at Naomi, but before she could even retaliate or do anything, because she's like, wow, this is really the same person. This is really you. She's giving Naomi that look like she can't believe what she's hearing, what she's seeing. And by the way, uh, Naomi bust out her team bad. I forgot about it. There was an angle a long time ago when she was part of Team Bad, when Naomi had the neck brace. That's the same as that neck brace that she had on yesterday.
Really? Oh
Hmm
wow.
I kept trying to figure out why that neck brace looked so familiar. It was an angle that she did with Team Bad, and she had that exact same neck brace on. It was either her or Sasha. One of them had that exact same neck brace on.
I remember Sasha having a neck break, so I remember that.
It might have been Sasha, but I do remember seeing either Sasha or Naomi with that exact same type of neck brace. So I'm like, so there was a callback. Either way, it's a callback to Team Bad. And Naomi used to only dress like she dressed when she was a part of Team Bad. So after calling her an ungrateful bee, we see on the Titantron a truck pulls up, and who gets out that truck? Jade Cargill in this white onesie with blood on it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, and do that scream baby face to you? Like, even when she was beating on Naomi at Elimination Chamber, and in a few minutes, all that screamed like a baby face. Like, she just, her presence just screams heel. They don't scream like a baby face. They scream like a heel.
Yep.
I'm just sorry. She got that natural heel element to her. Uh, but she comes out. The camera follows her from her truck all the way through gorilla position and out to the stage. They play her music. She comes out, standing next to Bianca, and gives Bianca. She goes. She looks at Bianca and goes, and Bianca just like, hey, she all yours. I can't do nothing about it. She attacked you, I guess. I don't know. She like Bianca is just distraught. She don't know what to think or say about it.
Yeah.
She just tell Jay, do what you gotta do, because she can't. She's in disbelief. She can't believe that Naomi would attack Jade. Because she doesn't think Jade would, Naomi would do something like that. And that's the rest of the promo is just Jade beating the hell out of Naomi. I like it's so funny because Jade is taller than even without like her little platform that she had on. She's taller than
Right.
Naomi. And you saw Naomi looking like the little girl. I was like, yeah, she jumping. I was like, yeah, what you gonna do? I'm like, Naomi, get your little butt out the ring and run.
I thought she was gonna run away, but it's like, what? You
And
just
then,
stand
but
there.
she did try to run away, but she just did it too late. Like, she was egging Jade on, and then she tried to run away, but then Jade caught her and just started beating her up. She threw her on the table, threw her on the ground, and you could hear Naomi say, "Get away from me! Get away from me!" And she's beating her up some more. And then she gets her in the ring, get ready, and she picks her up to hit Jaded on her. And before she hits the move, you hear Naomi scream for Bianca. She's like, Bianca!
Yeah, I heard that.
And I'm like, I don't think she's coming. After what you
She's
just
gone.
did, she gone. You destroyed that. And that's pretty much it. She just hit Jaded on Naomi. Um, and then, taunts her. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a match at WrestleMania between the two. Um, Now, the reason why I say they did this because they can't do Naomi. I mean, they can't do Jay versus Bianca at this year's WrestleMania because they already booked Bianca for a match at WrestleMania, which is for the
Right.
World Heavyweight Championship. Well, the female version of the World Heavyweight Championship, which is just the women's world title. Um, they booked that already in for Jade. I mean Bianca which is potentially I still think is going to be her versus Io and Rhea in a triple threat match. But right now it's just a 1-on-1 against Io. So they can't do Bianca versus Jade. So
Right.
so if they do want to do it this year, it'll probably be at SummerSlam, or they're going to save it for next year's WrestleMania.
I think they should save it.
That's what I think they're going to do. I think they should save it. I think they're going to save it, and I think they should save it for next year's WrestleMania, because given the fact that since Jade has arrived, we only see her in tag team matches. So we gotta see if she can hold her own in a 1-on-1, because that she needs to be able to justify her going up against Bianca, who can hold herself in a 1-on-1 match, wrestling wise and stuff. We
Hmm.
need Jade to be able to do the same. And we only say this because we know Jade, coming from AEW, was not the best wrestler. She even admitted herself that she didn't even know how to wrestle. They just hired her and tried to teach her on the spot. Like they hired Daniel Bryan to be one of her wrestling teachers. She just had to learn on the spot how to wrestle. I think Jay at best was just a female bodybuilder. She didn't really know nothing about wrestling, but she wanted to get into the business. And Tony Khan just hired her straight up like that and just said, "Hey, we're gonna train you on the spot." So Triple H is taking a different approach. He wanted to make sure that she's ready to go when they pull that trigger for that eventual thing. And this is the first step in that direction by having her go 1-on-1 with Naomi. Now that's not a bad thing, because Naomi is a multi-time WWE Women's Champion. So it's not like Naomi is not a decorated veteran in the game. Though I wish they would present her more like so instead of making her more like the joke.
Right.
But I'm guess that's what this her being heel and this heel run is going to be. This is going to be presenting her as that woman finally. And who knows? Maybe she started her own group with either Bailey. Maybe Bailey's revealed to be a co-conspirator, even though Bailey just got done being the heel. So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna add Bailey to it, because Bailey just got done being the heel. So, or maybe they add the Metal Girls to it. Either way, this promo was the best promo you could tell, because I haven't done that in a long time where I just gave you pretty much the promo itself in its entirety. What I said was pretty much the whole promo from beginning to end, minus a couple of words here and there, but that was pretty much what was said. You go watch the clip, and you will pretty much hear exactly what I said in that promo. Uh, this was chef kiss to me. It gives the push I needed for Naomi. Naomi needed a character change. They needed to do something different with her, because she's been basically the glow Naomi for so long. People were saying that Bianca needs the character change because she's been babyface for a long time and she got stale. But I'm like, I countered that with this. Why, if Bianca needs a character change and she's got it stale, what do you think Naomi is then? Because if you think about it, and I ask anybody this question, when was the last time you seen Naomi as a heel? And I would tell you when the last time she was a heel, when she was a part of Team Bad. She has not been a heel since then, and that was longer than Bianca's career. So therefore, if anybody between Bianca and Naomi needed a character change, it was Naomi. Then it's Bianca, but it's definitely Naomi first. But this was a pretty good one. I loved it. I can't say nothing about it. This was excellent. It was executed perfectly. We got a more aggressive, a more confident Naomi. But you could tell they already give you hints that she's gonna be one of those. She's gonna be similar to Liv, I guess. She's gonna be like a runner slash cheating heel again. That's basically what she was in.
Hmm.
That's basically what she was at Team Bad. But we never really got to see it as much because back then we didn't have a powerhouse person like Bianca or Jade in the WWE at the time, I think our closest would be Natalia. I think Natalia was the closest to like a powerhouse character, but they never presented Natalia as that. They always presented her as a submission specialist because she never really did powerhouse moves, except for the like the discus clothesline that she does.
Yeah.
But other than that, she was doing submission holds and stuff, which makes sense because the Heart Foundation and stuff. And their whole thing was submissions. But this was Chef Kiss A+ promo for me. Shay, what did you think about this promo?
When I tell you, I felt like I was in it because the way Naomi like looked like she wanted to cry, like she was still in disbelief. This was a soap opera. They should be booked on The Bold and the Beautiful, Days of My Life. Tyler Perry should call them up because they deserve a job, okay? That was Chef's Kiss. At first I thought Naomi was about to go back in and beat her, but I was like, no, she can't. I don't think she's gonna do that because that's gonna make a target on her back, and I'm gonna make Naomi go over there, to mess with her match at WrestleMania. So I said she don't need to do that. She just need to take the L and walk away. But when Jay came out with the blood, I was like, that's the same type of outfit. Well, the dress was bloody. It wasn't the two-piece or whatever. She had a jumpsuit. So I'm like, okay, I knew she was gonna come in with the blood on her clothes. I knew she was gonna do that. I had a feeling she was gonna do that, and she did it. So yeah, that was pretty good. So I want to hear from Jade. Jade, next week, baby girl, please be there because we want to hear what you gotta say. You need to tell us what happened. Cause I think Bailey helped Naomi, and she don't want to tell everybody that.
Yeah, it's either Bailey or the Meta Girl. Somebody help Naomi because I can't. Naomi, because then look what she said. She all she did was push Jade.
Yeah,
Jade looked like somebody beat the hell out of her.
yeah. Somebody had to tag team her because y'all pushed her, beat her up, and she was on the top of the car. So I'm like, okay, somebody had to help you do that because Naomi couldn't do that by herself.
No, Naomi couldn't do that by herself. Look how they presented her now. She can't even beat Jade now. You mean to tell me she snut Jade that bad that
Right.
she was able to push her or whatever, power bomb her or whatever she did on top of that car?
Yeah, and I like how they're going with it because at the end of the day, that is true. After WrestleMania, they did leave her, and they left Naomi by herself to get beat up every week. So that is true. But I think that's Jade karma for that. So now they're gonna
Hmm.
be thinking about that, like, yeah, we really did leave you, but I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah, cause that Naomi did say that in her promo. She said, while she was yelling at Bianca for leaving, she said you abandoned me. She said that the crowd abandoned her every time she come to work and clock in to lock in. Everybody abandoned when she trying to stick up for herself. People abandons her. That's what that line right there is what made me think about Sasha Banks because she said every time she tried to stick up for herself, everybody leaves and abandons her. So I'm like, the only people she could be talking about is Bianca, Jade, and
Yep,
Sasha. They're the only people who basically left her in a time when she was sticking up for herself.
yep, that's true too.
So I'm like, ooh. Only thing is she can't go after Sasha because Sasha's in AEW. But I think if Sasha was in WWE, I think she would go after Sasha too. But
Yeah, sure.
overall, this was a good promo. I enjoyed it. I feel vindicated because I've been saying from the beginning that Triple H was just swerving us by making it think it was two people. But I kept saying it made more sense for it to be Naomi, given what Naomi was just dealing with. The fact that we had this weird period where it felt like Jade and Bianca just forgot about Naomi. Like when y'all just tag team partners at WrestleMania and y'all supposed to have each other's back. Where was y'all at when Naomi was getting beat down and stuff? Y'all was not even there to help her.
Nope, sure wasn't. They was having fun and doing all these pictures together, and Naomi in the back holding her head, child.
And hey, you know the beautiful thing about it? Shay actually is a part of that story. Shay, when they went to, I think they was in South Carolina when they Shay when they came when you met Bianca and Jay. I think they was in.
Yes, they were sitting in the crowd, y'all, like nothing. They was watching it just like us, and they left poor Naomi. Naomi got beat up that night too. So I'm like, what the heck? Naomi got beat up that night. I saw
Naomi.
Jade, and she's buff as heck.
Yeah, yeah, you could tell just by one thing the camera in real life ain't gonna trick you on is Jay being buff. She might. The thing is, she might be bigger, than what you think she looked like on TV. She might be a little bit bigger. Hell, I think she got bigger during her time away before she came back at Elimination Chamber. She looked like she got bigger.
Yep, she was buff. When I tell you she was buff, when I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh. She looks good in person. Like I'm like, whoa.
Her, Bianca, and Rhea are some of the buff, muscle bound buff women on the WWE. I think Jay, out of both Rhea and Bianca, got more muscle than both of them though. She's more detailed and more chiseled than the next person would be Bianca. Bianca and Jade are more detailed and chiseled than Rhea is. But you could look at Rhea and tell she's not small and petite either. Like she's big
Nope.
herself.
She's big.
She just not big. Rhea is just oddly not big in height. Now that I know because I seen Rhea in person, and I'm like, huh, she's not that much taller than Liv. Matter of fact, she
Dude,
must. I don't think Rhea is that. Rhea is not that much taller than me. I think Rhea is billed at 5'6", 5'7".
dang, and she just looks. I guess the TV makes it look different. Like these people look bigger than what we expect them to look. Like obviously we know Jay, like she's buff, but for some reason Rhea look, so taller, but she's not really that tall. Cause she was there too. I mean, not that one. She was at the dart match though.
Hmm.
She came out. I seen Rhea a bunch of the times like on dart matches, and I'm like, she's not as big as she look on TV.
Now, when I seen Rhea in person, she was big when it comes to muscle. Like her body mass is huge. Like especially her upper body. Like her upper body, she got a huge muscle body mass up there. But she's not that much tall. She's not really that tall. And that would
Nope.
get you when you watch it so much on TV and then you finally see it in person. Some of these people is not as tall or as big as you think. Like, um, I seen the Bella twins in person before, and they're not that tall. They're not that tall.
No,
I
they
think I'm
look like
actually,
they.
I think I'm taller than the Bella twins. But yet but watching them on TV, you would think they was taller. You think they was tall just watching them on TV. Though
Yeah,
Rhea do be wearing platforms.
Kelly
Rhea,
look tall too.
huh?
I said Kelly look tall too. Yeah, Rhea do wear platforms a lot too, but Kelly look like she tall too. I
But
never met Kelly in person, so I couldn't tell you, but she do look tall.
Kelly is not tall either. I haven't seen her in or did I? She might have been there when I saw the Bella twins. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. Like it was way long time ago. I think this was around 2016, 2017 when I went to my first Monday Night Raw. Cause when I went to my first Monday Night Raw, Big Show was still with WWE, and wrestling.
Oh,
So it was a while ago. Um, but it gives a testament to how the TV could add stuff onto these people. Cause I do know for a fact Jade and uh, Jade B Fab and Charlotte are tall because B Fab is about the same height as Charlotte, and Charlotte is tall.
Yeah, I did see Charlotte at a dark match. She is tall. She is tall.
Now, Charlotte, I'm not even afraid to admit, Charlotte is taller than me. Charlotte is like five. I want to say 5'10", five, something like
Yeah.
that. Like Charlotte
So
is tall.
she is.
But I digress from everything. It was a cool promo, and these women did that. Like Shay said, these women did their job. This was everybody said whether you hate it or not. Everybody had the same thing. This was very dramatic. This was very much like a drama soap opera. Best friend betraying the friend by attacking the other friend and saying that she did it for the friend. She did it for the Rock. Uh, Everybody was like, so this is anticlimactic. So basically, this whole thing just been a rehash of Rikishi and The Rock, where now Naomi saying she did it for Bianca.
And then her slang, she got that from Jimmy too. Jimmy been helping her practice because that slang is giving Jimmy too. Like the way she was talking.
Oh yeah, she's been basically taking cues from Jimmy because she was talking like a heel Jimmy, which makes sense. Which makes sense. Um, so getting back to the show here after spewing on about Jade and Bianca and all them. Drew McIntyre was next. He was being interviewed and saying about why he attacked Damian Priest, and he said, "What did you expect was going to happen?" Damian Priest caused me at the Elimination Chamber. He caused me at the Royal Rumble.
Here
So,
we go.
so of course, it was gonna be payback and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? He's right. I ain't even gonna like sit here and say he's being petty. I mean, I pretty much figured the way he was talking, the tirades that he went on, and you gotta remember too, they add in real life situation into the story because um, Drew really did have an issue in real life with his position of being facing Damian Priest at WrestleMania, considering he just came from having one of the greatest matches at WrestleMania and having the greatest feuds. He had a good year last year when it comes to feuds, whether you don't like it or not. He had a hell of a year last year. And he was complaining that he going from that to facing Damian Priest. And I said this at the beginning too. I don't think Damian Priest versus Drew is a WrestleMania match. If
No.
if like I don't get me wrong, I love Drew. I love Drew. I love Damian Priest. But their feud is not good enough to be on the WrestleMania card.
No.
At least not the main show. Is you talking about pre-show? Yeah, but I think that hurts Damian Priest
Probably like
and
SummerSlam. That's better for like or Money in the Bank or something like that.
yeah, I think this would be better for a SummerSlam, Money in the Bank. I just don't see. I just don't see it. I don't see this being a WrestleMania match. But it's been touted as one, so who knows, right? Uh, then we got Charlotte. Speaking of Charlotte and B-Fab, the next promo will be what I told you earlier that we will hear from Charlotte again. This time, just like with Drew McIntyre, Byron Saxton, my celebrity wrestler brother, because we both got the same first name. Um, by the way, that man is not small either. I seen him at SummerSlam when they came. You could actually catch me on TV when they was doing like the pre-show and they showed Byron Saxton talking to people in the crowd that he was at. I'm like not too far from him. Like he was close enough. I was close enough to see the back of his head. Like that to just give you a retrospect. I was
Wow.
like I'm in the crowd facing his back. Like his back is facing me. So and he was talking to somebody he was talking to one of the people in the crowd. Didn't even realize that one of the people that we was next to was the boy and his dad who won like some type of contest that they was having where he would get they seats got upgraded to automatic to front row seats, and they was right there with Byron. That's why Byron Saxton was right there. So just to add, he's not a small person either. That man is big. But he was interviewing Charlotte about why she would attack um, Tiffany Stratton like that from behind. Why did she do what she did? And she just basically explains that um, it wasn't nefarious. She wasn't trying to gain an upper hand on anything like that. She said she was just keeping with her promise that she told Tiffany that once the fun and games was over, referring to her match with Nia Jackson, Candice LeRae teaming up with Trish at Elimination Chamber. She said once the fun and games is over, business is about to pick up and she was about to get serious. And she just keeping promise with that where she just was reminding her that, hey, the fun and games is over. You need to be ready to be dealing with me. And then she made some type of comment about the lack of the women's division. This would bring out B-Fab of all people, who happens to hear what Sarter says. She's like, hold on, let me get this straight. And I like how Sarter kind of like leans back into B-Fab, like, because B-Fab is coming up from behind, so she leans back to hear what B-Fab is saying. And she's like, did you just say something about the women's division lacking or whatnot? She said, oh, yeah. She said, the talent, I did say that. You heard me correctly. She said, the talent here is lacking since the queen's been gone. And she said, nobody wants your legacy, Charlotte. Nobody wants to be you. We want to make our own legacy and be us. Nobody wants to bow down to you anymore. And
Oh,
she said everyone is gonna bow down to the queen. She said, you know what? How about next week, me and you go 1-on-1, and I show you what it means to bow down to the queen. And B-Fab was like, you know what? I'm here for it. And I'm like, you know what? Good for B-Fab. That's good. She getting some screen time, especially with Charlotte. Hey, good for him. Good for him. I mean, for her. Sorry. Good for her. I was saying him because I saw Nico pop up. What's up, Nico? Uh, oh man. I hope your mom get better. She had the flu and stuff. It's not good. It's been going around. Hopefully she gets praying that she gets better real soon. Um, but no, yeah, that's kudos for her for getting that time because my girl beef. They need that's just what they need to do. That start building up the next Charlotte Flairs and Biancas and stuff. And you got one in B-Fab. B-Fab is definitely the way y'all present her. They present B-Fab like a powerhouse. So
yeah.
she could be the next, Bianca and or Jade, since they trying to put Jade and Bianca in the same class. Anyway, she could be the next them eventually. Then we get to the third match of the night, which is Braun Strowman versus Solo Sikoa. Now the thing with this was a good match. Uh, I think this is I think this is like the second time we've seen Solo and Braun Strowman go against each other. Yeah, I think we've seen this is only the second time. Cause I think we seen Jacob and Braun a couple times. We seen even Braun and Tama Tonga, I think. But anywho, this was a good match regardless. Solo and Jacob work well together. I like that they traumatizing my boy Braun Strowman with them hip attacks into the turnbuckle and stuff like that. I'm like, y'all gonna quit hitting my boy Braun with them hip attacks, man. Y'all had knocked my boy out for real with it, and then you woke him back up with it. So my man said, hold on, man. You had knocked me out for real. Y'all gonna leave my boy Braun alone, man. Y'all keep knocking my boy out. But the match was good. But it would end in a DQ when Tama Tonga would get involved and attack Braun Strowman. This would start a brawl between him and Solo and Tama Tonga, but he would dispatch them. The only to have Jacob Fatu come out and they would fight, and they fought all around the arena, into the crowd and into this I wouldn't even say backstage area. It was like an area within the crowd where there's like it's a table with some stuff on it, maybe you call it food and stuff on it. I don't know. It's like this weird place production table that's in the crowd for some reason. I never seen it before because usually when I go to Monday Night Raw stuff, I get a front row ticket, so it's behind me somewhere in the crowd. But there's a part of the crowd where this table and stuff is at, and they fall over there to it with with Jacob trying to, I guess, Samoan drop. They got it up on like these cases, and he was going to Samoan drop Braun off the case onto through these tables. But Braun would reverse it and chokeslam Jacob through the tables. But my man Jacob instantly almost no sells it because he only stayed down for like a couple of minutes. Then he jumps back up like he just didn't go through 2 tables. And I'm just like, and they put him over like, what the hell? What is this man made of? And all this type of stuff. I'm like, yeah, what is he made of? Good God. But yeah, that is the match in itself. It ends with a DQ, and then Braun and Jacob just basically, after Jacob getting put through the table, they basically start jaw jacking with each other. You can see Braun telling Jacob that he's ready to come on, taunting him to come back. But that was that. Pretty good match, by the way. Like I said, it was a toss up between the tag team match, this match, and the LA Knight match. That was pretty much like match of the night. But I don't know. I think I would have to give it to the Machine Guns on that one. But Shay, what did you think about Braun Strowman versus Solo?
That was hilarious. Solo say, if I start getting beat up now, come out there. They came out there every time. But that jump was funny. I was like, he went through a table, he got up like it was nothing. But Braun handled that though. Braun said, I got you. That was so funny. You should see Solo. Solo looked down like I'm going through there. That was funny. I said, yeah. I mean, not Solo. Jacob. Jacob looked like I'm going through that I'm going down there.
Oh yeah. When they was getting ready to do the choke down, the camera caught Jacob like basically measuring. He was basically measuring himself, make sure he would hit the table. So he'll make sure he was in the right position. So when he jumped off, he would go straight through the table. But he did like, oh, you're like, oh my God, you about to put me through that? You about to do that to me? But then he shrugs it off like he's nothing. I'm like, you crazy werewolf?
He's crazy, all right.
Excuse me, I'm a little bit sleepy. Been tired, working hard. So we get LA Knight. We get his promo. And he's basically talking about him going to defeat. It's like a two-party because we get Shinsuke Nakamura later on. But he basically just talking about Shinsuke Nakamura becoming the United States champion again, and the place this will be the rebirth in Philadelphia. The place is going to be the rebirth for his championship reign. With everybody saying LA Knight. Yeah. Let's see. Then we get Chelsea Green backstage. Apparently, Piper Niven is just all beat the hell up, and she's trying to get Chelsea. Chelsea's trying to get Piper like suited and booted, ready to go because her match is on next, and she's trying to get her like up on her feet and up and out. But Zelina Vega will show up, and she basically says that whoever wins between her and Michin, she's going to be the one coming after them next. So we pretty much setting up Zelina now. Okay, that's cool. Now I was waiting for them to incorporate her on that. But then we get to the fourth match of the night, which is Chelsea Green versus Michin for the Women's United States Championship in a street fight. Now, this is where I said earlier the Philadelphia Eagles and the birthplace of hardcore comes into the play here. because Chelsea Green got some new merchandise. And
Yeah.
this merchandise is a homage to none other than one of the pioneers of extreme wrestling, my man Mankind, aka Cactus Jack, aka Dude Love, aka Mick Foley, but in this case, Cactus Jack. She had some Cactus Jack inspired gear, which was, like I said, was paying homage to Mick Foley's Cactus Jack character, and she even did the bang bang. Actually,
Yes.
her whole gear was actually Cactus Jack gear. She had the T-shirt, she had the flannel, she had the boots. Um, she even had like the wrist tape and all that type of stuff. She basically came out cosplaying as a female Cactus Jack. And but I think she even had like the type of she even had her pants say Chelsea on it, like how Cactus Jack used to have his pants say Cactus Jack. So I'm like, okay, that was a cool homage to Cactus Jackson in the birthplace of Extreme. But then Michin, she would come out dressed like Shay if she was a wrestler with the Philadelphia Eagles jersey on.
You already know it.
And I remember because Shay was all up in our ear in the chat yelling about Michin with this Philadelphia Eagles jersey on.
Respect to the people. My boy Brandon Graham tore his tricep again just to play in the Super Bowl. That's a hero right there. That we needed that. Thank you. Thank you, Meechin. Okay, thank you. We appreciate it.
But the match itself was pretty good. It was a standard street fight match. We got weapons involved. We got chains. We got ropes. We got kendo sticks and steel chairs. Um, Piper Niven would get involved, but because she was already like beat up, so it was easy for Michin to take her out. But then B Fat would come out and basically chase Piper Niven away. We even got a coast to coast from Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing I like about this match is it shows that Chelsea Green can wrestle. And I
Yeah.
actually I like that more than anything. Yeah, she's a goofy, annoying, Karen like character, but this match allowed her to be Chelsea Green, the wrestler that we've seen in Lucha Underground and all this other stuff. You know, this is the same Chelsea Green who had a match with Penta. We got a hint of that. And fun fact, Io and them had a match with Penta too. So that's a little fun fact too. We got two women in the WWE who had a intergender match with Penta.
Oh dang.
Yep, Chelsea Green and Io Sky both had Lucha. They both was in Lucha Underground, and they both had matches, intergender matches with Penta. And if you look up the clip, I think it's Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea Green gave Penta a Canadian destroyer on the steel chair. Now I mention that because we did get that in this match, kind of. Now in this match, after Piper Niven gets chased off by B-Fab, Chelsea Green is about to lose. Michin got the upper hand. She is about to pin Chelsea Green 1, 2, 3. But what happens? Someone in a black hoodie. This whole played out trope. Like we
That
couldn't
was
see,
black.
like we can't see that red hair. Like it was only one person I knew that got red hair like that. Like we couldn't see the red hair sticking. Her hair was too long. But yeah. So the person that pulled, I think she pulled Chelsea out the ring. Yeah. So the person was none other than Alba Fire. Alba Fire has aligned herself. They finally found someone else to be a secret Hervis to Chelsea Green. And she basically hits a Canadian destroyer uh, on Michin on the steel chair. And I'm like, that was exactly how Chelsea Green did the Penta. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess they finally found another member. They finally made like a 3-woman stable. So I'm guessing we're gonna get Chelsea Green for a long time as the Women's United States Champion. Because now they just added another person that can help her cheat to keep that title.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, unfortunately, Chelsea Green will beat Michin after that. Cause after the Canadian Destroyer, she would throw Chelsea back into the ring, with Chelsea just giving like a sloppy pin onto Michin to get the 1, 2, 3. She is still your Women's United States Champion. Uh, Pretty good match. I'm not gonna lie. I guess they had to do something with Elbow Fire, and now we found out what it is.
Boo.
What did you think about that match, Shay?
It was pretty good, though. I was surprised. Like that match was really good. I'm surprised Michin didn't win because I really thought she was about to win that match for real. But Alba Fire, yeah, girl, you're on NXT helping people, doing too much. You're doing all of that, but you're not on the main roster. But
Well,
yeah,
she
I
is
really
on the
thought she
main
was.
roster. She just don't got her partner no more.
What happened to her partner?
Isla Dawn, remember, got released.
Oh, I didn't know. I forgot about that. That's true,
Yeah,
true.
that's
So
why.
she needs something to do now.
Yeah, that's why she. That's why they had her with Chelsea Green, because she don't have no more tag team partner. WWE released her tag team partner.
They about to kick Piper out. Then her and Piper gonna get. But that is true now. She can help her cheat now. But is nobody really else for Piper to fight? I guess now because she already fight everybody. Well, she didn't fight BFAT for the title yet. I could see that happening, but yeah, she gonna have it for a minute until they figure out what they want to do. But
Yeah, because
yeah.
she haven't fought Piper or Zelina, and that's pretty much
Oh,
what
I
they're
forgot
setting
about
up.
Zelina.
They pretty much setting up because Zelina did say before. Remember, she said before this match that whoever wins, she was coming after them next.
That'll be good if she get a WrestleMania match. That'd be cool. We need to see one of these titles on WrestleMania. Triple H, come here. Come to the camera, baby boy. You're on the spotlight. It needs to be United States or both on
Yeah,
WrestleMania show. I'm telling you.
I was about to say, yeah, it needs to be both on the show,
Hmm.
but if not, it needs to be one or the other, but it needs to be both. I would prefer both.
Yep.
You got 2 nights, you could put both on the show.
Yep.
One could be night 1, one could be night 2. Let's see what we got. Then we got Santos Escobar. He's he was yelling at them for them losing their tag teams match. And was telling that next time he demands that they win and bring the tag team gold to the Legado del Fantasma. And you got Angel Garza looking at Herberto, was like, he's right. And Herberto is left there to ponder, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody I can't remember, but somebody came up and told Herberto that he didn't need that. You don't need to be taught like that. That he could do better than that.
Andrade.
Yeah, it was Andrade. That's what it was. Andrade basically getting into the ear of Humberto Carrillo. Uh-oh. Do I smell a feud with Santos and not Humberto, but with Andrade?
I feel it too.
I think they cooking something here. Now, we get to the other big promo tonight. The reason why I call this video "You Want Some? Come Get Some." Cody Rhodes.
That
Now,
promo was trash.
I'm about to get to that. So I won't say it was trash, but it could have been a
Randy
lot
Palmer
better.
was definitely better.
Randy's promo was better. Hell, Bianca and Naomi's promo was better, and it was just nothing. It was just dramatic drama, movie filled drama, and that was better. But I'm gonna get to why we say that. So Cody comes out and does what do you want to talk about, and he got a nice little shiner. Now remember he's injured for real, thanks to Travis Scott. Travis Scott really did injure Cody Rhodes with that smack. Then they say he busted his eardrum.
Ooh, Lordy.
I'm like, uh-oh. Hey, Travis, man, we gotta talk to you, bro. I know they told you to smack Cody, but damn, we ain't take the bust his eardrum, man. We need the boy for WrestleMania. But I'm glad that Travis Scott is getting taking some lessons like what you call it, like Bad Bunny. They taking their approach to the ring very seriously.
Yes.
But Cody basically wants to talk about The Rock and John Cena. Um, he cut a promo. He basically said how he drove John Cena around a lot. I guess when they was I guess when they was on the road, when doing his first run, his original run, he was paired up with John Cena, and they both would travel across the road. He would drive. He said he would drive John Cena everywhere, trying to pick his brain about the business, so he could pick his brain where he needs to know how to be in that number one spot. And the man that he respected, the man that he loved, that would come around there dressed in jorts and tell everybody to never give up and all that type of stuff, gave up. And basically, he said that he would get his hands on both The Rock and John Cena. And he talked about how John Cena told him that the longer you stay champion, the heavier the title gets on you. But he said he picked up the title and raised it above his head, said that it haven't gotten heavier, and that he's gonna walk into WrestleMania as champion and leave as champion. Um, it was a solid promo. I could have done with more anger though, cause I just got my ass whooped. So, like, I wouldn't have been so talkative, or at least I wouldn't have been so nonchalant about it. I would have been down there fuming. Like, I was expecting him to have, like, for some reason, how did CM Punk had the more aggressive promo of the whole week, and Cody is the one who should have had the promo that CM Punk had. Like, I honestly, like, CM Punk came out this, saying, hitting your arm. He said, doing your BS. So I'm like, Cody. I'm trying to figure out why did Cody didn't get that aggressive. He was the one who got beat. Now, now, I know it's coming. It's hard to be aggressive. It's hard to get that promo where John Cena and The Rock is not there. So I give Cody the benefit of the doubt. I know, like, I don't think we're not going to see it. I know we're going to see it. I know we're going to get it. I was just hoping that it would be today or yesterday, and it really wasn't. It was just this kind of a bootleg. Well, I wouldn't say bootleg. It was just a tame promo. That's the best way I could put it. It was tame. Considering what just happened to him and the fact that he's on the wrong side of history, Cody Rhodes will forever be on the wrong side of history. Now, when we look back, when me, Shay, and everybody in the Wrestling Pit podcast, when we old men and women, and we look back on this, Cody Rhodes was on the wrong side of history. Okay, Cody Rhodes will be the person that John Cena, after 20 years of being a babyface, turned heel on. But I was expecting a little bit more fire out of Cody, a little bit more anger. But maybe they really couldn't do it because he wasn't face to face. But then again, I'll say, well, you just did it with CM Punk, and it worked with CM Punk. His promo, Even though he wasn't face to face with John Cena or The Rock, his zingers and what he said did the job. But other than that, it was a decent promo. I'm gonna give Cody Rhodes the benefit of the doubt that once he get face to face with John Cena or The Rock or both, we're gonna get a more aggressive, a more beat down, more angry promo. Um, but Shay, what did you think of Cody Rhodes promo?
It was okay. I really expect him to come out like get your ass out here, rock, all that type of stuff like that. Because somebody beat me up like that, like bro, like Cody Rhodes gonna have to find the inner thug in him.
Yeah.
Like I need him to find the inner thug, but they gonna keep beating you up. I have a feeling they're gonna beat him up again before WrestleMania. I just have a
Mm-hmm.
feeling. Like, come on, man. CM Punk had did a whole promo. He killed both of them. Even Randy had a better promo than you. And Randy was talking about you too. So how didn't you come out there and say something that would have made them be like, okay, I'm kind of scared. Like, now I
Right.
fear for you now.
Right.
Like, this is the opposite.
Right. I fear for Cody Rhodes. I'm like, bro, they whipped your ass.
Yep.
And you did it, like I said again. I know we're gonna get it eventually, but I felt like this was the appropriate time to just come out and just go full out rage. Full out carry, if you will.
Yep.
I think that's what Bianca Jade was trying to be like. I guess she was trying to be like Carrie, because she did have that Carrie Twitter picture that she posted. That I guess that's what her wearing that white suit was like supposed to be her. Like she took that picture where she was covered in blood.
Yeah. Yeah, they was trying to make it seem like it was Carrie.
But I figured that Cody was gonna come out and rage, be like, John, Rock, when I get my hands on you, blah 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 this and blah blah that, and I don't care. I want you to come out here right now. Nick always come out there, not here. He just go back there and just beat Carmelo or somebody. He run into Carmelo or somebody. He just beat the holy hell out of him. Like I wanted some type of aggression, but we didn't get it. So it just made the promo okay. It was decent. I like it, but I need more.
Even Roman gonna show some more. I think Roman gonna come out there and talk about that too. I have a feeling on Monday.
True. Then we get the Miz backstage trying to guess workshop a tag team or the Miz don't miss TV. Like Carmelo, like, hey man, look, I ain't signing on for that. Then they too get to talking about John Cena's heel turn, saying how Cody Rhodes was stupid for not taking the Rock's offer, but I guess John Cena wasn't because he took the Rock's offer. Blah blah blah. This would he would Carmelo would talk himself into a corner because I think he said something about not dropping the ball or something like that, and he didn't realize Randy Orton was in earshot, and though Nick always like, look, Kevin Owens is not here, but I see that you're ready and you're looking for a fight, and Randy Orton, it needs to be studied that every time we see Randy Orton in the ring or in the building, he's in his ring gear. He's never not in his ring gear. I don't think we haven't seen that since he was young Randy. Cause young Randy used to come in his suits and stuff when he was part of Evolution and all that. But after a while, Randy just comes in his ring gear now. Like his ring gear is just his gear every time. Like
Yep.
if I come to work, I'm coming in the gear.
Yeah, like a shirt and like some sport pants or something like that, and then you know what I mean, like or some shorts that sport. Yeah, that's what he be wearing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Um, But yeah, Nick just makes a match between Carmelo and Randy for next week. Let's see. Then we get to the fifth match of the night, which is Drew McIntyre versus Jimmy Uso. Not much to really say. This match was short, given the fact that we still had one more match to put on. So this match was kind of short, but not too short, but it was still short. Cause they went back and forth. Jimmy, well, no, you know what? I wouldn't even say it was short. I think it had a decent amount of time. I'll take that back. I don't think this was a short match. I think this was about a good 10 and 15. Maybe more, a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit more. Maybe like 17, 18, something like that. But yeah, I could have sworn this was I thought I would say well, I wouldn't even say 18. I think this was about 15. But it wasn't like a quick 10-minute or 5-minute match. It was pretty out there. Um they went back and forth, did their thing. Drew McIntyre was Drew. He took it to Jimmy, and Jimmy took it to him. But in the end, Drew would hit what I would call a super claymore, or Jimmy turned him inside out, pin him 1, 2, 3. He is your winner. But he would get attacked by Damian Priest, who said, "What did you think was gonna happen? Now every time I see you is on site." He said on site that he gonna fight him on site every time. So I'm like, I guess they really going ahead with this whole them at WrestleMania thing. But otherwise, the match was itself was good. It was decent. I can't complain about it. It was just a way to promote Drew versus Damian more, I guess, to get our reaction to it. But nonetheless, it was alright. It was nothing bad about it. It was just Drew and Damian Priest. Last story there. Um, but Shay, what did you think of that match?
It was okay. This was a match that wasn't really needed. Jimmy still looked good throughout the match, but yeah, it wasn't. I feel like it wasn't needed. They should have just did another promo or something to give Ellie Knight time. More time in the
True.
match.
I
Or
felt
yeah, we could hear from KO or somebody. We could have
right,
hear
yeah,
from
right. I'm
KO.
like, we could have heard from Kevin Owens. They could have gave more time for LA Knight's match. Like, I feel like this match, though I'm not saying it was a bad match, it wasn't really needed. It wasn't really needed. Plus, we
Right.
already seen Drew versus Jimmy. And if this wasn't about to lead nowhere for Jimmy, this match really wasn't
Mhm.
needed. But it was still a solid match. We got a promo for Shinsuke Nakamura saying that he's gonna basically beat LA Knight and retain his title, and that this is gonna be the beginning of the end. This is gonna be the end of the LA Knight and all that type of stuff. Then we get a DIY promo where where they basically was talking about going up against the Street Profits, and that they were gonna have a moment of silence. Elder Dad boosted about how they dominant they've been and all that type of stuff. They're gonna have a moment of silence for the Street Profits, and then Hosted Dreams are becoming the Tag Team Champions. But they get mad at Byron Saxton for speaking during the moment of silence, and they just walk away. And that was it. That was that promo, and then we get to the main event, which is L.A. Knight, yeah,
Yeah.
versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship match, and this was pretty good. This was good. Now, this was the only other match between the Jacob match and what we said the tag team match. This was kind of hard, but I would say the tag team match wins it. Now that I went through this whole entire list of what happened on SmackDown, yeah, kind of saying, uh, yeah, I think the Motor City Machine Guns tag team match was the best match of the night. But this was a close second. But this was good though. It didn't have much time left on the card. Wouldn't say this was a 5 minute match, but this felt more like a 10, maybe 15 ish, give or take. But this was nonetheless a good match between the two. They went back and forth. They hit their moves on each other. Um, Standard LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura match, but the added caveat here is that when Shinsuke Nakamura went for the that poison mist, LA Knight would dug out the way and he would hit Charles Robinson with the mist, effectively taking the referee Charles Robinson, who's been around WWE for a long time. That's how I remember his name, because he's basically like WWE's longest tenured referees. Yeah, yeah. But then they would go back and forth. Shinsuke Nakamura would introduce a chair at one point. But LA Knight would take it, reverse it, and hit the BLT on the steel chair to get the 1, 2, 3, and new uh, United States champion LA Knight. Yeah. He even got a little mini championship celebration. I like what they be doing with that, where if it's a new champion, the Titantron will light up and say new champion, and then they hit their fireworks for LA Knight to stand tall. That was pretty much it. He got his title back. He beat Shinsuke Nakamura. I felt like this was kind of like, I don't know. It got lost in the shuffle. I forgot all about this match for a minute. I had forgot that he even qualified for it. But this is what happens when you don't have a proper build up to a match. This is what happens. But otherwise, the match itself was still good. It was still decent. I just hate the build up to it because I almost had forgot about it. I didn't even know we was putting that match on. But otherwise, like I said, decent match. LA Knight being the new champion. Kudos for him. I just hope this don't put Shinsuke in that whole weird thing where we ain't had nothing to do for him no more. We ain't had nothing to do, and he was just like in the ether and catering. Hopefully they keep using Shinsuke Nakamura. But overall, solid, decent match to end the show. Yeah, it was pretty good. Can't complain. Can't complain. Shay, what did you think of this match?
It was good. I wasn't expecting Shinsuke to lose it like today. Like, last night. I was expecting him to lose at WrestleMania, but not
Mm-hmm.
today. But I guess they were screwing LA Knight over too many times, probably. That's what I was thinking. But it was good. It was a good match. It should have been longer though, for real though.
It definitely should have been longer. It definitely should have been longer.
It felt like it was too short because right after I turned around, he had pinned him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's over.
Right. But that's it. That's all for the show. Uh, ratings. I'm going to give SmackDown a 7 out of 10. It was a solid show, above average. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't. Nothing was bad. It just stuff was just unnecessary. Like that Drew McIntyre and Jimmy match was unnecessary. Um, there was some other stuff that was like Cody Rhodes promo could have been a little bit better, but I still gonna give it a chance and a benefit of the doubt. But I do feel like it could have been just a tad bit better because CM Punk's promo pretty much killed he set the tone Monday and killed everybody's promo that followed. Pretty much
Yep.
nobody could follow up CM Punk's promo. But overall, yeah, it was a 7 out of 10 SmackDown for me. Shay, what did you give it?
7.5. It was good. Some stuff, yeah, wasn't really needed. That Bianca Chef's Kiss, that promo was really good. Yeah, some stuff wasn't needed.
Mm. Yeah, definitely some stuff wasn't needed. Definitely, definitely. Um, I'm trying to think. What was it? Another match that wasn't needed. Well, that attack, I forgot to say too, that Drew attack on Damian Priest before the show officially started, that was kind of a little bit weak too. I was hoping a little bit for more, but I guess we did get a little bit more than what we got for the Cody Rhodes promo. But that's it. That's the show. Shout out to my lovely co-host here, Shay, aka Know the Rules. Get over to her channel and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. Do all those great things for her because you like football and you like wrestling, and you see how Michan did. She combined the two to celebrate the Philadelphia 70s. I about to say the Philadelphia 76. I was about to combine the 76ers and the Eagles together. Um, the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. Uh, yeah, yeah. You want you if you like both of them, get over to her channel. You like wrestling and football. Me Chan likes it. Shay likes it. There you
Yes.
go. Shouts out to Punch who sold through. Though we didn't get to hear from him, but we will hear from him. He said in a separate video. So shouts out to him. Shout out to Chris. He was supposed to join us, but he didn't make it. So shout out to him. Um, you did. I think you did see him briefly earlier in the video before Shay jumped on. Actually, I thought when Shay jumped in here, I thought that was Chris. But shout out to Chris. Get over to his channel and hit that like, subscribe, share. Hit that notification button on Chris Wrestling Views. Because that man is steadily going towards that 100,000 subscriber mark where he gets that beautiful YouTube plat that you want to see on the camera when he gets on. So shout out to Chris again. Shout out to Kicking It with Leo. Get over to his channel and hit that like, subscribe, share. Hit that notification button if you already haven't, because he's almost to 2,000 subscribers, or he's getting closer to 2,000 subscribers. So we want to get him there. Again, that's Kicking It with Leo. Um, Shout out to Hector. We will be seeing Hector. Should be in the next coming weeks now because it's close to WrestleMania time. So we're going to be seeing him very, very soon getting up on the channel. Shouts out to Shanti, and Rich, our two new members. Shouts out to them. Jeff Wrestling 24. Go there, hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button because we're gonna have to set up YouTube and Jeff going against each other at WrestleMania over the control of his YouTube channel because they been doing my boy dirty. But yeah, just go there, show him some love by hitting that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification. But I do all these great things for him. So we want to get him to 500 or more subscribers. Um, let's see. I got everybody except me. Get over to my channel, Little Bit Mad Gaming, where I do reviews, reactions. I do all those great things. Reviews, reactions, gameplay. It's gaming, so I definitely do gameplay videos. I review TV shows, movies. I do all that. So if you want a one-stop shop for everything, you get over to my channel and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Do all those great things for the Little Bit Mad Gaming. If you don't know how to spell it, there it is right there. Um, yeah. So with that being said, if you get me to 10,000 subscribers, is a reward for one lucky pit member. I mean, not pit member, but tribe member. Excuse me. I call all my subscriber tribes. They're part of my tribe of people. Um, but speaking of rewards, get over to the Rest of the Pit podcast and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. We at a last time I checked, we was at 103 subscribers. We want to keep pushing that to that 500 subscriber because when we get to 500 subscribers, we got a reward for one lucky pit member. And that member, if you want to know what that reward is, if you're the lucky person, if you can see the future and realize you're gonna be that lucky person, go back and look at a couple of videos. You will see what's on the line, what's the prize. Speaking of that though, so when you do all that, we do want to get to 500 or more subscribers. So, yeah, that is it. That's the shout outs. I don't think I covered everybody. Jeff Wrestling 24, like I said, if I haven't said it already, get over to his channel. Hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button for him. But we're going to get out of here. We're going to go enjoy the rest of our Saturday. I am going to go get me some sleep because I am deadly tired. Um, but till the next time, I guess we'll do a video Monday. I keep saying we will, and I guess I got to get with Chris and them so they can log in and do, if they want to do a video. I can't be here on Tuesday to do the video for Monday Night Raw, but I like you see, I will be here Saturday for the SmackDown one again. Unless we do like a video on Thursday, I'll probably jump in on that one too. But Looking at the next time you see us on video will be Saturday for another SmackDown review, unless Chris and them do a review Tuesday for Monday Night Raw. With that being said, we're gonna sign out saying the Rest in Pit podcast,
Podcast
baby.
baby.
Yes, yes. We love you guys. We're gonna get out of here. See you in the next video. Peace. Two fingers.